What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of FML, and today I'm going to be talking about the process of buying a car through Copart. We're going to run through some live auctions today, and we're going to see what happens. And we'll talk about this and a couple other vehicles that I bought on Copart and kind of what to look for. So stay tuned. Get you guys into some Copart cars, some financial mistake cars. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Copart, where your wife is probably going to leave you if you spend any amount of time on here. I'm threatened that at least once a month, especially if I'm on here looking at Copart. So here's our main page, and what we're going to do is talk about what you're going to need to register. Registration is really simple. Register, fill out all your information. You're going to need your photo ID, so you just take a picture of it with you. Copart has two memberships. You have the basic, which is free. You get to bid on anything up to $1,000, and then you'll have to put in a deposit. There's other things like you can't bid on more than 5 vehicles. You'll be blocked on anything that's over $1,000. Even if you're bidding on a car that's under $1,000 and it goes over $1,000 during the auction, you'll be kicked out. You won't be able to bid it anymore. That happened to me. I missed out on a car I really wanted, and it went for $1,100, and I was mad. So keep that in mind. You can put a deposit down. So let's say you want $5,000 worth of buying power. You're going to need to deposit $500 to get up to that $5,000. On the flip side, a Premier membership, you're going to have to put up $600 right away, and I don't know how much increases your buying power. It does say substantial amount, so I don't know what that means. Also, part of that $600 is a $400 deposit that you can get back, but I've read online that it takes them a good 3 months to get you your money back, so keep that in mind. And then after you do all this, then it's just going to be $150 every year to keep going on it. So let's take a look at fees, because those are a big one. Welcome to Copart fees, and these are going to drive you crazy. They are so much. My BMW V12, I won that auction for $275, and with fees and everything, it was out the gate at $550. So let's take that into our fee calculator here, if you will. So I paid $135 just for buyer fees, and then they get you with a gate fee of $59 to go pick up your car with a forklift and bring it out to you put it on the trailer for you. So I mean, it's kind of nice that you don't have to mess around with loading it up and stuff, especially here in Wisconsin, or I'm sorry, the cars are in Minnesota, where we have a lot of snow and you don't have to worry about it. The other downside to that is they pick them up with a forklift, and they can really jack up the underneath of your vehicle. So keep in mind the damage underneath it when you're looking at these vehicles. The other thing to keep in mind is late payment fee. You got 3 business days to purchase it. Otherwise, they start charging you $50 a day for it. The storage fee is going to be different. I'll show you what the location is that I get in Minnesota, and it's something like, well, whatever. Well, I'll show you when I get there. There's this other thing where you get charged a fee based on where you bid, and they're pretty much the same thing once you get into the higher price brackets, which is where most people are going to be buying stuff, and it's only like $10 more. They have these little kiosks, and they have 2 of them in their office building, and I'm assuming somebody's there using them during an auction, because you got to be there during a live auction. So that's another BMW case. I bid on my computer, so that was another $39 that they charged to that. And then if for some reason you're a Premier member and you need to finance something that's high up, they're going to charge you another $39 to do that. But on the flip side, if you are a dealer or you have access to a dealer's license, my fee on the BMW would have been $50, and I would have saved money by doing a wire transfer or some other type of secured payment. So let's take a look at dealer licenses and where you can buy stuff. Alright, so here is a map of licenses and what is required of each state. So I am here in the great state of Wisconsin, and I need a dealer's license to buy anything from a dealer auction, and I need another license, a salvage license, to even go to Copart. So I travel over here to Minneapolis. That's where they got 3 yards within that area, and the Minneapolis North is where an auction is getting ready to start, is where they have the most cars. I can also travel down to Iowa and pick up stuff there, but they don't have much. I think the biggest yard maybe has 150 cars in auction, whereas Minneapolis North is like 500 every week. So keep that in mind. You're going to have to look up regulations if you're in Michigan, Missouri, Kansas, Texas, Utah, Washington, Ohio, and Georgia. And then everything in the gray is you're going to need a license. Or you guys can buy stuff in Alaska. They probably have a big collection there. So keep that in mind, and let's go look for some cars. Alright, we're at the main page, and this is where the magic happens. Just kidding. Usually sadness. So, here's our main page, and you can kind of scroll down and find stuff. If you know what state you want to buy stuff and where you want to go to locations here, and then find the state that you want. And in my case, we're going to go with Minneapolis North. Here you'll find what auctions they have and what time they're starting. So the auctions have already started. And they'll also give you what lane descriptions they are, their storage fees. So you have free storage up to 3 days, and after that they start charging you, and keep that in mind, that's a fee every day on top of all the other fees. So I suggest that you have a way to get the vehicle promptly and a way to pay for it promptly before you even bid on anything. So let's check out lane A and see what we got going on here. Alright, so this is a live auction, so I'm going to be going through this really quick as they're auctioning stuff off, and some of the stuff will be on there for a second, nobody bids on it, and the timer that you see right here will refresh, or it'll move on to the next one. So right now on the block you can see people bidding on stuff. You can see where they're bidding from. You can also get an idea of where this vehicle is located, what the title is, and say this one's salvage. Some states require a salvage inspection, so keep that in mind when buying something with a salvage title. All the vehicles I've bought have had clear titles, as Wisconsin has a state trooper inspector vehicle, and it's just not worth the hassle to me at this moment in my life. They give you the mileage, the estimated value, which do not take that into account. If you're bidding on something, know what it's worth, guys. You don't want to take their word for it. Primary damage, secondary damage, run and drive. This is a big one. I've purchased a car that was a run and drive, and I assure you, I could not run it and drive it. They label that when the car starts up and goes backwards and forwards. That's it. I bought a Pacifica. They picked it up with a forklift and they crushed the front subframe, shattering the oil pan. They busted the rear differential, the axle was hanging, and there is nothing you can do about it. You bought that car, it is yours. Good luck. So keep that in mind. Also brings you up to the fact that you need to go check this stuff out before buying, because there's so many things that you can see, and they only give you 10 pictures. The Premier account, I've read that they give you a bunch more pictures, but just look at them. You got to crawl underneath them, start them up, look around. It'll find something that could be inexpensive and it wouldn't be worth your time. They also give you the VIN. If you're logged in, they'll show you the whole VIN so you can look it up, do a Carfax on it before you buy it. Engine type, what it is, rear wheel drive. Keys, guys, watch out for that. You don't want to buy something without keys. I almost bought a Mercedes that didn't have a key, and I didn't notice it until the last second. And I'm lucky I did, because sometimes those keys are like 200 bucks. So keep that in mind. This auction's going on for a really long time. Oh, pure sale, you guys, right here. Keep an eye out for that. Whatever this vehicle sells for in this auction right now, $9,100, that thing is sold. No worries. This one's on reserve, and the seller just made it into a pure sale, so it reached its limit, and this is $300 for that BMW, which is crazy. I wonder what the story was on that one. We're on the next vehicle. It's on reserve again. We have a salvage title. Again, another runs and drives. Judging by the pictures, I would say this is probably a run and drive one, so you're probably a safe bet. But again, check it out. Back to this reserve part. The seller wants this vehicle to reach a certain amount before they will sell it. So that seller's amount was $1,700, so they just took the reserve off, so now it is a pure sell vehicle. So whatever it sells for is going to go, and somebody in Minnesota might get it for $1,750. I've seen auctions go I've seen auctions go for a very long time because they wait to that last second to place a bid in, and there's two people battling it out. I've seen an auction go for 5 minutes because that's what they did. $50 back and forth, and it was driving me mad. So let's see if this actually sells. Otherwise, we'll pause it and come back. Oh, 1950. Next vehicle. Another on reserve vehicle. This one's got a clear title. It might be different in your state, so this is a Minnesota clean title. 129,000 miles. I don't think these things go for $7,000. I don't know. This one's gonna sell for probably 200 bucks because I don't know how many people are gonna want a 252,000 mile Acura. So, kind of the deal, guys. Let's go look at some stuff from the future sales. Alright, so I was trying to show you the Minneapolis North location, and everything says it's live, so we don't want that. So we're going to go to Minneapolis. This location is, their next sale is on the 13th, so Thursday. We don't want to view that list. Actually, scratch that. We do want to view this list, so you guys can have an idea of what is coming up, and then you'll be able to go and check out the vehicle. You can see that this auction on Thursday is going to have 377 cars going up for sale. Usually they divide them up into a couple different lanes, which case I open up tabs of every single lane, and you can watch the auctions. Keep an eye on the cars that you have liked or watched right here. So here's what they got. Some of them are like this guy. It's going to have a buy it now price of 550 bucks, and you can just buy it right now. In fact, I don't think you have to worry about a limit when doing a buy it now vehicle. So if you're a basic member and you see an FJ Cruiser with a buy it now 4500, you probably can buy it. There is one thing that you cannot buy, and that is a non-public auction. So let's see if this is one of those, and it is not. So you could buy this vehicle, and it looks like to be a rollover. Go through the pictures. You got a high definition thing here you can click, and you can zoom in and see the sweet duct tape job somebody did on it. This thing is pretty rusted, and it kind of looks like there's Bondo on the door. So this is probably a previous salvage vehicle. Again, they say this thing runs and drives. I would probably check this thing out a little bit closer before I go there expecting to drive it home. Keep in mind that it'll probably have a dead battery. The other thing is that sometimes they'll give you an auto check report, which is kind of like a Carfax. I'll have a link in my video for getting a $5 Carfax that I got from Auto Auction Rebuilds. He does a good job of going through Copart auctions and looking at the vehicles and letting you know what to look for. So he's definitely one of the people that I found before I started actually buying stuff on Copart. So check him out. So I've done some searching on the next auction, and usually a vehicle with a buy it now is going to be listed as a non-public auction, and I kind of did a little digging into that, and it sounds like you need to sign up, and you get a, I'm assuming you get a paid membership, so you're going to pay fees to them, you're going to yeah, you're going to pay fees to Copart, and it's just not worth it to me. Usually their vehicles are very cheap. I don't understand their reasoning, what they're trying to do. Just I don't know if they own these vehicles or if they're donation vehicles or anything like that. But I did find one, and it would be this guy right here. And what I did was click buy it now to sort out the ones that are buy it now. So let's click on here, right here. Non-public clean title. You cannot buy this unless you're a part of whatever this group is and what they do. I'm sorry I don't really have much information on there, but usually they're not something that you want. I'm not a big Hyundai fan, and this one's all rusted out. Interior looks clean, so that's kind of nice. Clean title, but keep in mind you gotta watch for that stuff. So this auction's been going on for a little bit now. Some other things to keep in mind are the symbols right here. This is a run and drive vehicle. So the D you'll see is for donation. Let's see here. This one's an A for auto check report. So this one will have a knockoff Carfax on it. Let's see what other letters they have, and you can just hover over them if you're not sure. I don't have all this stuff memorized. Let's see if we have a donation vehicle. The BMW X5 that I have is a donation vehicle. Basically, somebody donated it to a church, and the church contracts Copart to sell it for them. This lane is a lot of run and drives. So there we go. Donation. You'll just hover over it. Donated vehicle. I don't know why it didn't work the first time. And what you could do is click on the lot while this auction's going, and it'll open up in another tab. So it brings you up to the new tab, and you can flip back and forth, and you can take some time looking at the pictures. We can get some high definition pictures for you guys, but you can kind of get an idea what's going on. You can view your report while the auction's going on. Again, it says it's a run and drive vehicle, and from the looks of it, you're probably going to be pretty safe that this is, in fact, a run and drive vehicle. And they'll pull it out of the lot for you. You can throw a battery in it and drive off into the sunset. That is a thing I've seen happen there, but have a backup plan. The Pacifica that I bought was supposed to be a run and drive. I could not, and I just drove there with my Civic. And it was my brother and I, so I had to pay an additional $120 for someone to come and pick up the car from Copart and drive it to Walmart, who I had to beg to let me leave it there for the night because they were going to tow it away. Have a backup plan. That Pacifica I won for 500 bucks, 400 bucks. I got for 400 bucks. I had to pay somebody to tow it twice. I had to get a subframe for it. I had to get a whole new exhaust system for it because that forklift just jacked everything up. I cannot stress people to look at these vehicles before buying. Just keep that stuff in mind. Also, as a donated vehicle, this does have a clean title, and it was probably pretty well taken care of. The interior looks rather clean in it, so other than some rust on there, which is typical of these things, you probably have a pretty good vehicle here. and it's only at 350 bucks. So good luck bidding on that. So let's jump back into the auction. So here we have the Longhorn, and what I did at the beginning was I watched quite a few auctions. Just get a feel for things, get how things work. Once you're signed in, this turns into a bidding platform, and you'll be able to place a max bid, kind of like eBay. The other thing to keep in mind is that you can also buy stuff through a broker. And what that means is somebody has a dealer's license and they will purchase stuff on your behalf. So you'll get lower fees, but then you got to pay them. And I've seen some of the pricing around $400, and they'll range for shipping and everything for you. So if there's a car, let's say that's on the other side of the country that you really want, then that might be an option for you. I haven't been that committed to a vehicle yet to pay those kind of fees. I just wait for stuff that's near me to buy. And I see something that I haven't talked about yet, and that would be this right here. This is a junk vehicle bill of sale. You will not be getting this to drive on the road. Once a vehicle is junked, it's junked. There's no way of getting out of it. So please watch for title branding. And on that note, you guys, thanks for watching. I hope this was educational and I didn't talk too much. I kind of do that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned a few things. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, comment below, tell me what you guys think, what you want to see. Thanks for watching. Good luck making financial mistakes.